Welcome to There is a Method to the Madness. I'm Rob Maxwell, and I'm an exercise physiologist and personal trainer. I'm the owner of Maxwell's Fitness Programs, and I've been in business since 1994. Today's podcast is going to be fun. I'm going to be interviewing our other great trainer, Ellen, here. So hold on to your seats and get ready for some great information. Before I get into that, I want to thank our sponsors, Jonathan and Lyn Gildon at the Gildon Group at Realty Pros. They currently have over 275-star reviews on Zillow, and they are consummate professionals. Jonathan has a degree in real estate from Florida State University, and Lyn has a master's in business administration. To me, that's quality. I will put their information in the show notes. All right, so I'm going to now introduce you to Ellen. She's been with me here for about 4 or 5 years, and I'm going to ask her some questions. So first off, hello, Ellen.
Hello, everybody.
So, Ellen, how did you first get into health and fitness?
Well, I was a nursing major initially, and then I switched, became an exercise health science major. And I really just fell in love with the whole health and wellness profession. So got into that way back in the 80s, and then started my career in health and wellness after that.
Where did you go to college?
Furman University in Greenville, South Carolina.
And what did you get your degree in?
It was health sciences, health and physical education with a minor in cardiac and pulmonary rehabilitation at that time. There was such a thing.
And I believe you had a certification way back in college. Is that correct?
Yeah, so part of the curriculum, if we so choose, was to go to the American College of Sports Medicine certification program in Storrs, Connecticut. So a group of us went to UConn right after graduation, actually, and spent a good amount of time taking the course and then getting our certification so we could be certified exercise test technologist at that time.
Did you play any sports in high school or college?
I played volleyball. That was my primary sport. Did a little swimming, a little bit on the track team, but volleyball was my primary sport.
All right. So what happened after college? You didn't seem to go right into training people. What did you decide to do?
I took a job as a health and wellness coordinator for a hospital wellness center in Ocala. Did that, and then kind of took the same position when I came to Halifax. Got on the staff at the Halifax Wellness Center under, Bill Dunsworth at the time. And in that facility, there was a regular, workout area for people that just wanted to work out, but also cardiac and pulmonary rehab. So I did that for a few years. Then I decided to go back to school and work on a master's degree in physical therapy. So I did that for a period of time. And then decided, that really wasn't the route I wanted to go. I wanted to be more in the wellness realm. So I sold fitness equipment for a while. And then I met this couple that were massage therapists when I was selling fitness equipment. And I thought, that's a kind of a cool thing. So I went back to school in 1993 to get my massage therapy license. Did that, and in the meantime started teaching the night program. Because of my background, I was able to do that. And then I started teaching massage in a whole curriculum, in 94, 95. Then I became director of the massage therapy program at Kaiser University in 2003, 2004. Did that, and then, got back into the wellness realm at Halifax, became their wellness coordinator, launching a employee wellness program and then some community wellness programs as well. But then realized that really, making a difference was how am I going to help people really get better? And that's when I got into personal training, and here I am.
So you've been in the massage world, though, longer than any other career, right? How long were you either teaching massage or working as a massage therapist?
That was 93, so coming up on 30 years, right? Yeah.
30 years in massage.
Mm-hmm.
So how do you draw a parallel between massage therapy and personal training? What do you see is most linked to each other? Like, how do you draw a parallel to that?
Well, I think people have to want to, it's an investment in people's health, number one. People have to want to really, make a difference, get better. And it's a choice. It's really having the gumption, I guess is the word, to get started. And some people, I used to say that, for some people, they're getting their first massage is the hardest. It's like coming to personal training for the first time. It's, you have to just make up your mind that it's, that's what you want to do. But it's about self-care and really taking care of the body. To me, that's the biggest parallel, is that it's taking care of, what we've been given, and doing what we can to maintain and sustain and stay strong and healthy.
How do you utilize your massage training in the personal training world?
I really understand the muscles really well. Like, I know that's one of my fortes, is just knowing what muscles are being worked, but also what muscles are aggravated, what muscles maybe are not in balance with other muscles. And so I can really, because I know them so well, like I can tell you the origin, source, and action of muscles and how they work on the joints. So I bring that into personal training, and really, when people are working, I really see what muscles I can visualize in my mind, what muscles they're actually working. Like, I can see the muscle fibers. It may sound crazy, but that's what I see, and I want people to feel it at the same time.
What are your credentials besides your degree? What licenses and certifications do you have?
So I have a license in massage therapy. Then I have a certification in personal training from the American College of Sports Medicine. So, and I keep all of those up to date every 2 years. That's what I have to do.
All right. So getting everybody to know you a little bit better, perhaps, let's have some fun with some of these questions. So what is your favorite thing about personal training, and what is your least favorite thing about personal training?
I think my most favorite thing is seeing people get results and make progress, and people feeling stronger and feeling better. That's the best thing, people seeing, oh my gosh, I've look at what I've accomplished. My least favorite thing is probably the people that really don't want to do very much. They think that it's just going to happen just by showing up. So I think it's not necessarily least favorite, but I think it's the most frustrating.
Well, it can be least favorite. I mean, my listeners know that I'm pretty much an open book when it comes to working with people. And, and sometimes it's good for clients to hear those kind of things. I mean, that's going to be what can perhaps make them change, or they maybe hear something that says, well, maybe I shouldn't do this anymore. And that's okay too. We always want to do what's best for people. I mean, I can answer those two questions and say my favorite thing about personal training, I believe, is being really creative and finding ways for people to work out that might otherwise think that they can't work out, or they don't have enough time to work out, or they think they have to do so much. I think my favorite thing is to show them that that's not true. There's a lot of things I love about this industry and job, but that might be number one because I think it's a unique talent that I have. My least favorite thing is complainers. And, I don't mind saying it. If you're complaining, the old saying goes, you're not making yourself feel better. You're making everybody around you feel worse. Complaining to me, I think, is a virus. And I think that when people do nothing but complain about the state that they're in and then do very little about it, that's very hard to just turn the other cheek and say, oh, that's okay. And I think that's what you're saying. And it's okay to say that. I mean, if that applies to somebody, then they need to think about it. If it doesn't apply, they will just simply let that go when you're working with people. So what are some of your favorite exercises that you like and you like showing people? And what are some of the ones you don't like? as a trainer?
I really like working the back and the chest for some reason. But yeah, I really like to show people and demonstrate like the seated row, the pull down, because I really feel them myself, even pull-ups. Not that everybody can do them, but just, getting people into the mind frame that they could do a pull-up, and doing a pull down. And then chest press. For me, as a female, it just makes me feel stronger and more powerful. So I always like to demonstrate, whether it's the chest press or dumbbell flies, just really, I feel like I really feel them, and they can make a big difference for people. My least favorite, I'm thinking, wow.
Well, what are some of your least favorite exercises that you just say, oh man, Rob put this on the plan and I don't like these, or I don't feel comfortable with them? Like,
I'm going to say more dynamic things like burpees. Just they're harder for me, and I think they're great for the younger people, but yeah, for me, having to demonstrate them or do those is much more challenging.
Well, the reality is a burpee even a great strength training exercise?
No. Correct.
No, it's a metabolic exercise.
Right.
So,
right.
It's okay to have a few in there that, you don't like. I mean, there are plenty that I'll have people do that I'm not overly thrilled with myself, but I know that they might particularly need them. For example, I think glute bridges are a good exercise for some people, but personally, I don't like to do them because I find them to be kind of boring. So it's not that I don't mind showing people how to do them because they're pretty basic, but at the same time, I don't like necessarily putting them in my repertoire because I already do squats and exercises that work my glutes. So sometimes I know people will have to do certain things, but I'm not overly in love with those exercises. So I think that's what I mean, really, by that.
Then I'd have to say hack squat. I think that's a hard one, and I think people, I just think it's a hard exercise. So it's not one of my favorites, but I know it's effective. But I think there's other ways to, work those muscles without having to do that. So I'd put that on my list.
Well, the most effective exercises are the ones that people are going to do, right, with maximum intensity. So I do believe that when trainers have a certain wish to do certain exercises, then those are the right ones. When I have taught trainers, I've always said, make sure you do exercises that that you really like, that you do yourself, because you're going to have far more enthusiasm when you show the exercise. So that's totally understandable. So, again, trying to get people to know you a little bit better that maybe don't know you very well or don't know you well enough. Who's your role model? Like, who's your role model growing up? I recently saw this thing on TV, and they asked Jacob deGrom that question, and he said no one. And all the Mets fans were laughing, saying, this guy's the most boring stick in the mud to ever exist. So please don't say no one. We don't want to call you a stick in the mud. Like, who's your role model? Who was your role model growing up?
The first person that comes to mind, as I've said many times before, is Princess Diana. Like, she was just, I thought she was, she took care of herself, but she also took care of a lot of people. And I think she was trying to make an impact on many people's lives, and think she was on her way. So I've always admired her.
So we're learning a lot about Miss Lyn Caravati today. So am I correct when I say that you have a coffee mug that says Wonder Woman?
Yes.
All right. So have you people been paying attention? I just picked up on a trend here. Her favorite exercise to work is chest, because a lot of women feel weak in the chest area, and she wanted to feel more empowered in that area. Her role model is Princess Diana, because she did so much work and was such a leader, which is absolutely true. And her coffee mug says Wonder Woman. So it sounds like Ellen might be fighting a little bit for the feminine underdog a little bit, trying to push what do we want to call it? The way people think about women not being very strong. Maybe Ellen wants to push that in another direction. Could that be true, or am I reading into your answers?
You're absolutely right.
All right.
For sure.
So if I remember correctly, you won a gold medal at the senior games. And ladies and gentlemen, before you start laughing, senior is over 50. Neither one of us are 75. And if we were, we'd be doing pretty damn good. So there's that. But is that true that you won a gold medal in the bench press, a chest press exercise in the 2022 senior games?
I did.
You what?
I did.
You what?
I won.
See, so Ellen could be a little bit shy here, so we're working on that female empowerment here of being proud of herself. So that's pretty good. So now she's saying that her favorite exercise is the chest press. Her role model is Lady Di. Her coffee mug says Wonder Woman, and she won a gold medal. Am I reaching to say that maybe you are Wonder Woman? Could I be sitting next to Wonder Woman, ladies and gentlemen, during this podcast? Is this true?
Possibly.
Possibly. Mm-hmm. All right. So what else do you want to tell people out there listening to this interview?
Just to keep moving. That's what it's really, since we started doing all these chair squats with people, really.
Why are we doing chair squats? They don't know what the heck we're talking about.
So that people know how to get in and out of a chair, and they can do that from now until the day they die.
Why?
Because if they don't, then they stop functioning.
What else?
Well, then they can't do many other things.
What else?
Because it makes them feel better.
What else?
I don't know.
How about they can't get out of a chair?
Well, yes.
I said that to somebody today. They're saying, hey, why? And I'm like, look, if you sit in this chair and one day you can't get out of the chair, who the heck is going to help you out of that chair? And, my mom spent many years, well, not many years, thankfully, but a couple years in an assisted living facility. And thank God for that facility. I mean, they were absolutely phenomenal. Beth, if you're listening, you're an angel in that place. There's absolutely no question about it. There were so many people that once they got into their recliners would have to wait until Beth or one of the other nurses or nursing aides came by to help them out. And there was maybe 20 residents and 2 employees. So if they had to get up to go to the bathroom, they had to wait, right?
Right. Yep.
And that's because of the inability to get out of a chair. And that could be due to osteoarthritis. That could be due to some paralysis via stroke. That could be due to obesity. That could be to a lot of reasons, right? Mm-hmm. But we can absolutely train that area. Simply, the principle of specificity says if we practice something over and over, we're going to get better. So squatting to a chair is a squat exercise, but it's also literally working our way out of a chair, right?
Right. Yep, absolutely.
And then what we've been doing this week for the ones who are more advanced and feel pretty comfortable is we're handing them a dumbbell, right? Mm-hmm. Yep. And they're getting in and out of the chair with a dumbbell, and then we're reinforcing it. And then, getting out of a chair, it becomes a lot easier. So tell them a little bit. We'll wrap this interview up here real soon. And a matter of fact, in 1 minute. But briefly, just tell them a little bit about Gina being 98 years old and what you've been doing with her with the old squat chair challenge.
Oh my gosh, yeah. So she was doing TRX squats, which were assisted. And
what are those?
Using the total resistance exercise, what do you call them? Gosh. Support system. Yeah, so she was guided and she had support in front of her. So then we moved to the chair squat so that she could see, that she can get in and out of a chair. And now she's doing 15 reps unassisted, and she doesn't use her hands, nothing.
How old is she?
98.
98. And that chair's low.
Right.
I mean, that chair is not a kitchen counter.
It's a card table chair.
Right. And how does she feel?
She feels great.
Going into it, she's scared, right?
She was nervous. She didn't like it. She fought me, but we just kept powering through. And now she's like, okay, I know I got to do them.
She feels empowered.
Yes, that's what she said.
She feels empowered. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be Ellen's word of the day. This interview was great. The word of the day is empowered. Ellen wants to be empowered. She is empowered. And hopefully you have learned some things about her today. And on that note, I want to thank our second sponsor, chiropractic physician Dr. Doris Antos of Ormond Beach, Florida. She has an office on Granada Boulevard. She is educated from the Chiropractic College of Palmer right here in Port Orange. She is also a consummate professional, and we refer to her, and I'll also put her information in the show notes. So until next time, be Max Fit and be Max.
Well, thank you.
Very good.